Good day and welcome back to Coach Crick. In today's video, we are going to be discussing developing a batting game plan and how we are going to effectively and efficiently use it in a game situation. To start off with developing a game plan, it is important to know which are your most effective shots to play. So in essence, your 100% shots or your 90% shots, which shots are slightly more risk, so 60 to 80% shots, and the shots that you won't play as often, but you still need to have them if you are under pressure to score. So what we are going to do is we're going to use the 3-circle theory of batting and then link all our shots and our soft skills into those 3 circles of batting. So the first small circle, our green circle, as we're going to call it today, is the shots that you're most comfortable playing. More often your 100% shots. The shots that you feel you can play at any given time without getting on. So for instance, if I was looking to do it myself, anything remotely short, I'm going to look to jump onto the pull shot. And that is going to be a good scoring option for me. That would fall into my green circle because it's nice, low risk cricket that I can do for long periods of time at minimal risk of getting out, but still being able to keep the scoreboard ticking over at the same time. Then if we're looking to go a little bit further into our orange circle, you're looking at shots that you don't necessarily play as well as others. So for me, what would fall into this orange circle is the flick shot. I sometimes do fall over in the flick shot and sometimes hit it in the air to mid wicket, so it is slightly more risky for me to play. But it's still a shot that I score quite a lot of my runs on. Going from there, we're going to look into our red circle. Our red circle is when you're under pressure at the end of an innings to score massively quickly, or if you're playing in a T20 game where the scoring rate is more important than maybe what your average would be at the end of the day. So for instance, this will also fall into your unconventional shots a lot of the time, like looking for the lap sweep to a quick bowler, maybe a reverse paddle sweep, maybe looking to go inside out. That will all fall here, where the risk is higher, but your reward is that much higher as well. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go through all the drives, all your back foot shots, your aerial shots, and your unconventional shots, and they're each going to fall into one of these circles, and you're going to expand your game from the inside out. Once you know the inside of your game and work it out, it makes knowing what you're going to do in a game situation that much easier. On top of that, we also need to know what our soft skills are. Soft skills are those skills where we're not looking to power the ball away, but at the same time, it's going to help us maintain our batting shape and help the innings keep going over. So strike rotation options with soft skills would be maybe the ball played down to third man, played nice and late, or looking to drop the ball between cover and point early on in a T20 or a 50 over game, slightly close to you but nice and solid, and keeping the scoreboard ticking over and over as you go. Also, you could work across onto off stump and work it into the leg side, because generally there isn't a square leg early on. This just gets your innings going, and also if you're a new batsman, it gets the in batsman on strike, and they can keep doing what they're doing without feeling the pressure of the game going away from them, because they have to do too much, because you're taking up too many dot balls. Defensive options with that would also be if you're on a bit of an uneven pitch, or there's a quick bowler, the bouncer, it's looking to swerve, it's looking to duck, and it's looking to leave well. It's important to know where your off stump is and make the bowler bowl to your strengths. I think the biggest thing we can speak about when developing a game plan is you want to play to your strengths as much as possible. So if you can do these things well, the soft skills, it makes the bowler bowl more into your areas where you can then go into your attacking options and then grow it from your green circle or your orange circle and look to go from there. If we're looking at going forward, the thought process that we want to go through is as the bowler releases ball, your first thought is, can I hit the ball for a boundary? Because obviously at the end of the day, a batsman's currency is runs. So if you can hit a boundary, great. If not, we're going to look at working backwards slightly. And we're going to look at our 2 options, where you can put pressure on the fielders, look for a 2, keep that scoreboard ticking over, and go from there. The thing with the 2 option is sometimes you even get a 3 out of it if you play it really well. And sometimes if you hit it really well, you actually get more value and could maybe get a boundary. Then you're going to look for your single options. That could be hitting it out to the sweepers or using the soft skills that we spoke about earlier. Thereafter, you're going to look to leave first, because there's no point trying to defend a ball that's missing the stumps. You're not looking to score, so there's no value in trying to give the bowler an opportunity to get you out by playing a ball that you don't actually have to play at. And the last part of the thought process is going to look to defend if it's a good ball on the stumps, because obviously you don't want to go out. It's all about giving yourself the best chance to succeed. Moving on to the physical processes, it's really important that you're physically in a good space to play cricket. putting the fielders under pressure when you're running for twos, making sure that fatigue doesn't hit you when you're batting, and making sure that you can do what you do well for a long period of time. There's no point being able to bat at your top level for only 20 runs. You need to be able to do it for hours and hours on end. I think the big thing is the difference between a good cricketer and a great cricketer is that the great cricketer does the basics better and for longer. And I feel that a lot of the physical attributes come into that. Not getting tired and still being able to run quick between the wickets and keep putting the fielding team under pressure. And then the last thing when it comes to developing a batting game plan is, with all of these things here, you can have a standard game plan, but the conditions you get on a day could determine what you do as well. So for instance, you don't want to be taking on the boundary fielder in the air to the longest boundary on the field if it's over 100 meters. Very few guys can hit a ball like Chris Gale. So it's important to know your limitations and work around them. Also, conditions overhead, if the ball's swinging a bit more, you might look to leave a bit more early on. Really force the bowler to come back to you. And then using the wind to the shorter boundary, and all of those things are going to come into this. For instance, like I said earlier, I love me a pull shot, but if the deck is staying a bit low, I might have to put it away initially to give myself a chance to bat longer. In conclusion, what you want to do is you want to take all your shots and put them into your different circles, and then also know which circles you're going to use for which format. The more risk you go, the shorter the format. The more time you've got, the smaller your circle. It's important to remember that as a batsman, our currency is runs. So at the end of the day, scoring runs is more important than sometimes spending time at the wicket. Sometimes you can obviously play in a test match and you're looking to draw a game, but most of the time, runs win you a game, not balls faced. Always remember to play to your strengths as a cricketer. Look for your strengths, but at the same time, we do need to focus on weaknesses as well, just so that we can be adequate at playing the balls if they're in those areas. When you're making a batting game plan, it's important that you write it down so that you can always refer back to it and make changes as your game develops or as you notice other things about your game. When it comes to implementing your batting game plan, you don't only do it in cricket matches, you have to do it in practice sessions and throwdown sessions at the same time. Sometimes in a practice session, you'll be doing something specific, like an over the top or something along those lines. But when you're not doing that, it's important to play to your game plan as much as possible so it becomes as natural for you as possible. Thank you for watching this video. We at Coach Crick hope that this can help you guys start turning those 20s and 30s into those big scores that everyone wants to make. Batting is a whole lot more fun if you're making runs at the same time. Please leave a comment below if this has helped you at all, or if there's anything you feel that we might have missed in this video. Also, please remember to leave a like on the video if it did help, and also subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can get more of this content as it releases.